5 kilobyte, of course, Productions presents. Here's a Grundig TK6. You may have saw in the unboxing video that I just couldn't get the machine to start. Turned out it was a blown fuse. I replaced the fuse. I couldn't find out what the original fuse value was. And I know a 4 amp fuse is probably way too big, but I just found the nearest fuse I could find, which I salvaged off this old computer power supply board, and now it works. And I remember he talked about the motor being not running well or running slow. And then whenever I heard a very short recording that was on the beginning of this tape, it was apparently recorded at 15/16 IPS, but the slowest speed this one has is 4.75 centimeters per second, which is 1 7/8 inches per second. So the machine was being recorded at half speed, even though it didn't have that speed option. And he said the motor ran slow, even though the motor is running just fine right now. And the reason being, I believe, is because the machine, the voltage selector was set to 220 and not to 110. So it was receiving half the operating voltage, and the speed was therefore cut in half. And the amplifier, he said, still came in strong, so which gives me the thought that the amplifier will probably run well even on low batteries. So let's listen to the speed, and then with Windows Movie Maker we'll slow down the video so you can hear the recording properly. First we'll hear it how it sounds when you hear it fast. Playing set to 1 7/8. Back cover of this machine is off right now because... And here we go. And then, of course, I'll play that part of the video again. Oh. Okay, I'll play this part of the video again at half speed so you can hear better what he actually said, which will be simulating this at 15/16.
Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3, testing of the Grundig TK6, reel-to-reel tape recorder that I bought on eBay. It's working fair. It's not really, working all that good right now. I have to have it fixed. The motor is weak. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it's just not recording at a proper speed. And the faster speed is just slowing down to a stop when I turn it to the faster speed. So I don't know what's up with the motor. But I am trying this out, giving this a test. And hopefully I can get it worked on by my friend Kevin. And maybe I can get this thing back on its feet and working properly, because it sounds like a very, very nice machine. And, well, I'd like to say I'm glad I bought it, except the guy I bought it from was in Greece, and he said it's in minty condition and it works great. Clear, loud sound, blah, 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 fucking blah. But the fact is that it doesn't work great, and so I'm stuck with it, because I don't want to send it back to Greece. Supposedly came from his collection, where he collected tape recorders, but I noticed that he had been selling some of his collection of tape recorders on eBay, so I don't know if that was an indication that some of them weren't in perfect working order, or whether he was weeding out his collection, trying to downsize. I have no idea. So anyway, I'm going to rewind this and play it back. This is the end of the test.
And then, of course, I'll play that part of the video again.
Giving us one more little test. Hold on. Testing. I know my voice isn't going to sound at the proper speed on this thing, but I don't give a damn. Anyway, I'm giving this a test, and I'm going to try to go to the faster speed than this. It's going to slow down to a dead stop, so here we go. A lot speeding back up, before it's setting this inches per second, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this is bye.
Now I'm going to go ahead and just see if the record function works. Still have the back off of this machine because I'm going to try to install battery box if I can. Because of course with these portables I don't just run them at home, I like to bring them places and record people and let them see these cool tape recorders. So I'm going to, let's see, stop, which is pause, Aufnahme, which is record, push it down, I have to hold it down, press start, okay, level meter, oh gosh, this level meter is overdrive, oh that's the volume, no wonder, that's the tone, clang is the tone, Lautstärke is the volume, slash record level, which is probably what Pegel is. Well, anyway, I'm probably not pronouncing it quite right. It comes through the speaker. I don't know if you can turn that function off or not. Maybe you can, maybe you... Oh, the tone control acts as a monitor volume control and record. So you can turn that down. Very thoughtful of the engineers. I would have never thought about that if I were designing a tape recorder, that's for sure. They thought outside the box right there, I like that. And the manual level control is on this knob over here. And let's see. This is set to 4.75 centimeters per second, which is 1.78. 1 and 7/8 inches per second. Let's go ahead and record. I'm hoping the bias oscillator will still be operative. I am making a recording on the Grundig TK6 at 1 7/8. The microphone I'm using is an old Philips microphone, goes to another reel-to-reel. Ironically, also a 4-inch reel-to-reel recorder, just like this one. Although its styling is very different. And let's see how it is. 1 7/8 inches per second, or 4,75 centimeters per second. Let's see how this sounds. Now I'll do 3 3/4. Okay, let it get up to speed. We're running at 9.5 centimeters per second, or 3 3/4 inches per second on the Grundig TK6 reel-to-reel tape recorder from the 1960s, the mid-1960s. Not sure exactly when in the 1960s this was from. I think it was introduced 1962 or 1963. I'm not sure exactly when this particular one was produced. Maybe the date is inside somewhere. I do not know. I haven't seen the date in there yet. Don't know if it's stamped in there or not. Oh, excuse me, I just burped. Sound quality is probably going to be much better at this speed. I'm hoping it'll also sound good at 1 7/8 too to conserve recording time. So let's see how that comes out. And halt. Turn up the tone. And then we'll rewind. Let's fast forward, just rewind. Count it. Oh, I pressed stop, it just paused. Oh, instead of pressing halt. Okay, got the counter about at 0. Let's see if it plays.
At 1 7/8.
The microphone I'm using is an old Philips microphone, goes to another reel-to-reel. Ironically, also a 4-inch reel-to-reel recorder, just like this one. Although its styling is very different. And let's see how it is. 1 7/8 inches per second, or 4,75 centimeters per second. Let's see how this sounds. Now I'll do 3 3/4. Okay, let it get up to speed. We're running at 9.5 centimeters per second, or 3 3/4 inches per second on the Grundig TK6 reel-to-reel tape recorder from the 1960s, the mid-1960s. Not sure exactly when in the 1960s this was from. I think it was introduced 1962 or 1963. I'm not sure exactly when this particular one was produced. Maybe the date is inside somewhere. I do not. The capstan drive on here is really strong. A lot of machines, it does not take much resisting with the supplier reel to make the machine come to a stop. This one is really grabs that tape and pulls it through. Probably because of the monstrously huge flywheel. No, I haven't seen the date in there yet. Don't know if it's stamped in there or not. Excuse me, I just burped. Oh, and Evan Rogers, if you're watching this video, sorry I didn't say chicken soup then. Sound quality is probably going to be much better at this speed. I'm hoping the loss will sound good at 1/7/8 too to conserve recording time. So let's see how this comes out. Beautiful. It sounds really good. Really nice full sound. Whenever that's in power on mode, the motor is left running to, I guess, to have a nice start whenever you're starting up the tape, so it doesn't go, but instead it just goes, you know what I'm saying? And very nice, this recorder. Absolutely very nice. Let's turn it around and let you see the inside, beautiful interior of this very well designed tape recorder. Really appreciate this German engineering right here. Let's see if we can zoom into this thing. There's nothing like German engineering, you know. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful. It's just the way it's put together. You can just tell that it's nice. It's just really nice. Colorful too. I like the resistors and cool looking little resistors and the way those capacitors are mounted. It's pretty neat. This board right here, I believe, is the bias oscillator and probably also has a servo control for the motor. And here is the amplifier board for both record and play. Audio output transformer, power transformer and power supply section. Here's the fuse. Here's the selector for your voltages. You just unscrew the screw and put the little pointer into the hole for the corresponding voltage. And here is the wires where the battery compartment would have hooked up, got cut, which is not good. They removed that. Adding an extra thing I'll have to do to get this machine fully going as far as running it on batteries is concerned. But it's a very good tape recorder. Let's go ahead and turn it off. Actually, first let's show it rewind just to watch that wheel turn. And then we'll fast forward it. Whenever you push the halt button, it even has a brake which stops the flywheel from turning. If I hold it down, the flywheel is halted, and whenever I let go, it starts turning again. So it's interesting how this is designed. I've never seen that before, because it makes the brake act faster. It's interesting the way this is designed. They definitely thought outside the box with this one, especially using the tone control as a monitor volume control during record. That's just something else. I would have never thought about. I would never ever thought about that. They probably figured, we got two controls, let's make the most of it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick video of the Grundig TK6. Later on, whenever I get this machine fully going, I'll make a full-blown presentation video complete with voice and music recording and all that, and more close-ups and stuff as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Bye.